Welcome to Access a Trader, the #1 community for those who are committed to taking control of their trading in order to achieve success, profitability, and longevity. Thank you for joining us. Here's Dan Shapiro to help you find your edge, master your process, and own your future.
Hey guys, good evening everybody. Happy Monday. Welcome to another edition of the AccessATrader.com nightly wrap-up show. Hope everybody is doing well. Could be so kind, support the channel, guys. Takes a second, click a like, and I will continue to try to help you guys out on a day-to-day basis. One quick announcement before we get things going is, we all know, the holiday season is a couple of days away from kicking off. The whole Black Friday thing that everybody does, I will do something for you pretty cool. If you're interested in pivots, right? I've been kind of, showing the power of the pivots for the last 12 years. If you're interested in the pivots, you want to kind of test drive the webinar, 30 days, $45. And as a added bonus, Kenyon will take one lucky random person and give them a one year, right? A 1 year complimentary entry to the webinar. So it's kind of a thank you for checking us out, kind of pushing you on your way into the wonderful world of pivots. And hopefully you guys will get a good glimpse of the market, what the webinar is all about in 30 days. All you got to do is click the link below. It'll either be there today or tomorrow, but click the link below and you are entered, right? You are entered. If you are chosen, you get a free year of the webinar. So that's that. So let's talk about the tape, right? When I woke up this morning, we finished off last week very, very strong. Tesla broke out of a massive, massive channel. When I woke up this morning, one of the guys in the webinar texted me. He goes, Tesla's up 10. I woke up at 5 and change. And beautiful move, absolutely beautiful move. We got long, I got long off this 345 level on Friday. I had a runner coming in. I woke up this morning, I go, hey, I'm down to a 10% baby runner. If it gets to 367, God bless. Never quite got there, right? Never quite got there, but an absolutely beautiful move on Tesla. Congratulations for all you guys who caught the 12, basically a 12-hour trade. Phenomenal. What transpired next is a little bit concerning. We'll get to that in a second. But overall, today's theme was fueled. Dow up 400 points today. Trump apparently has chosen a new Treasury secretary. I believe his name is Bezant. I think he's a former hedge fundy. So the bond market rallied on this news. The stock market rallied on this news. And everything was all good in the world. The problem is, and the problem continues to be, is the haves and the haves not. The speculation money versus the beta names, the beta technology names that we've been kind of talking about in nauseum for the last week and a half. There's an absolute notable deficiency, right? Versus speculation capital and mega cap technology. And here's kind of my point, right? Names like Kodak, right? Let me give you names that went nuts today, right? Kodak went nuts. We actually had a very big pivot today. Kodak went nuts. A stock like KULR, your guess is as good as mine what the hell this thing is, right? Went absolutely nuts. A stock like RGTI today went absolutely nuts. Even the salt of the earth, the tallest dwarf, right? AMC actually did okay today. The problem is, all the other things, right? All the other things in the market that are near and dear to my heart, they're having problems. They've been having problems for a long time now. It feels like a long time. It's actually been like a week and a half. We're always finding some really good value, but the problem is the leaders are not leading. And that's a very, very big deal kind of going into, maybe not necessarily for tomorrow or the next day, but something we have to monitor going into for December. And when you look at the tape, let's start off with NVIDIA, right? If you go back to the weekend video, I made a pretty good case, right? NVIDIA got rejected on earnings. They lost the previous day. And I said, hey, if they start losing the 20-day moving average, the stock can get hit, right? NVIDIA lost pretty much every single channel leading up to today's session. Really, really big move, down 6 points. Again, it's one of those things that whatever can't go up must go down, right? Sometimes you have to break trading into a more simplistic form. And NVIDIA now is basically 1 day away from just testing the 50-day moving average. That's not a good thing. Netflix, okay, you can make an argument. You know what? Netflix has gone on this massive, massive run. Today, just gravity took over. No big deal, right? No big deal. Gravity took over. What's the big deal? Okay. Microsoft continues to be not here nor there. Amazon caught a little bit of a bid here today. Maybe needs 1 or 2 more days to kind of get out of the doldrums. Meta, woke up a little bit today. I like Meta. I don't love Meta, but I still think Meta, if it gets back above the 50-day moving average, it could start waking up. So you have a lot of names that are just kind of like sitting there. A lot of semiconductors, up a little bit, down a little bit. So you're having a problem in the tech space. Where the problem lays is, and here's the question, right? Here's the big question. So you got speculation money, right? You got speculation money, and I've kind of showed you guys several examples. I'm sure I'm missing 30 of them. That you have speculation money that's going crazy. Now here's the question. Can speculation money be enough to take us into strength into the fourth quarter? It's a very honest question. Or are these mega cap technology names finally going to drag everything down, right? Because obviously they can't rally. So kind of the same circumstances in NVIDIA. If NVIDIA can't rally, well, how can it go up, right? And that's kind of exactly why it got pulled today. And the problem is, and this has been a kind of a generational thing, we always know, anybody who's been trading for a long time, you kind of know that the septic swimmers, right? The septic tank, the crap, that's the last group. Like if they start going nuts, but the mega cap names, the leaders don't, that's a big red flag. And I don't want to say it, but that's kind of what we're starting to see here. It doesn't mean it's going to translate into, that's it, the market's done, the market's tired, now we're going to go lower, we're going to spill over into the fourth quarter, end the fourth quarter on a negative note, and it's going to be a massive, disgusting sell-off in 2025. No. But it's something that we should pay attention to, especially if you're an active trader and you trade on a daily basis, day by day, trade by trade. You have to start acknowledging these things. And the longer that we can't rally and the higher probability, you're starting to see these really weird crap stocks going crazy every single day, the higher probability it might start playing out this way. So what do we need to do, right? What do we need to do? Well, number one, if you're an active trader, I always make the very strong case. Well, trade both sides of the market, right? We always say that. Trade both sides of the market. I don't care if the stock is going up. I don't care if the stock is going down, but be prepared on both sides of the market. And when you look at the price action today, right? And I'll give you guys some names to watch for tomorrow, and you'll see majority of these plays have nothing to do with mega cap technology because, again, they're a little bit out of favor. So the question going into tomorrow is, well, what happens next? Is there going to be another crop of new stocks that are coming out of the ranges, getting a little bit of option flow, going to be the next moves up tomorrow? Or are we finally going to have, dare I say it, mega cap stocks going to wake up? Or are we going to continue to kind of drift lower, and kind of sucking life out of anybody who trades this group? Again, that's an answer that we don't know yet. It's one of those things for to be determined. But here's a perfect example why, again, I trade both sides of the market. So let's take NVIDIA out of the equation, right? So I had an incredible, and again, congratulations for all you guys who caught Tesla in the last 24 hours. Well, from Friday to today, more than 24 hours. So we had an incredible move, right? An incredible move. My highest sale today was in the 60s pre-market from 45. I'm tickle pink, right? Absolutely tickle pink. Question is, well, what the hell happened to Tesla, right? There was some sort of EV news that came out in the middle of the day. At first, there was nothing. We actually had a nice bounce, and we'll get to the pivots in a second. But here's the problem. Tesla gave back pretty much the whole day from Friday. That's an issue, right? It's like the same scenario as NVIDIA when we talked about this on the weekend video. Well, it didn't rally into earnings, didn't rally the next day. Well, when the hell is going to rally? And NVIDIA got pulled today. Here's the problem, right? Here's the problem. Now, what happens, and again, not saying it will, not saying it won't, but again, I want to be prepared. Now, what happens if we fall back into this range here and we lose this whole channel, which it got obviously a massive, massive move out of. What happens if we close below the 10-day moving average? Well, I'll tell you what happens. You don't have to guess. You see this whole gap here all the way down to 311? Yeah, that's what's going to happen. So it's going to be very, very important that Tesla doesn't do that, right? I am still, like I said, I want to give the stock the benefit of the doubt, at least for 1 or 2 more days, right? Maybe it recovers on Friday, maybe it recovers tomorrow, whatever the case may be. But at least now we're conscious, right? At least now we are prepared for what happens if Tesla gets back into this channel, and especially if it loses the 10-day moving average. And I think if Tesla gives up, right? I think if Tesla gives up, it's going to spill over to a lot of things. So we got to be conscious. We got to be prepared. I don't want to hear about in 9 months and 12 months and 30 months, Tesla's going to be at 600. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But you know what? I'll probably be in the stock both long and short 200 times since then, okay? We're trying to figure out what happens tomorrow. And as of today, Tesla, it was a complete round trip, gave everything back from Friday. Again, if we start losing, guys, watch the 10-day. If we start losing the 10-day moving average tomorrow, that's going to be a problem. NVIDIA, right? Now that NVIDIA has lost this whole channel here and lost the lows from November 18th, well, what happens next? Well, I'll tell you what happens next, right? You see how it stopped right at the bottom of the channel here, right? Right at the bottom of the channel here. If this thing starts losing today's channel tomorrow, we're going to go down to the 50-day moving average. Now, is there a world that they hold the 50-day moving average the first time around? I believe the answer to that is yes. I will probably be looking to bounce it initially off the 50-day moving average. I might even short it below today's range, try to cover it in the 50-day moving average, and go long. That's how crazy I am, right? But all jokes aside, if NVIDIA starts losing today's channel and takes down the 50-day moving average, yes, I do believe there is a bounce attempt in the 50-day, because other than the 200-day moving average, the 50-day is the mother of all support and resistance. So yes, NVIDIA, if it loses today's channel, I am definitely a buyer at least once on the 50-day moving average for a move back up. Let's talk about some names in the beta space, right? You got Meta. Not here nor there. It got rejected back over the 50-day moving average. Why is the 50-day moving average important? Well, look, last time it reclaimed the 50-day moving average, it went from 495 all the way to 603. You see how it keeps on getting rejected off the 50-day, right? It got rejected there on November 15th. It got rejected there today. I'm not saying it's going to happen tomorrow, but be conscious. If Meta can wake up in the next few days and reclaim back the 50-day moving average, look how much room you have. You have room all the way back up to that 600 level. So it's very, very important to watch. Look at Lyft, right? Look at Lyft. Lyft had a great, great quarter, came in for like a month. This is the first close over the 10-day moving average. Watch Lyft for tomorrow, because if Lyft can start building back above today's range, this thing could really light up and start attacking the earnings highs. Very, very good looking chart for tomorrow. Look at a name, for example, like CAR, C-A-R-R, right? CAR today reclaimed back the 50-day, right? The 50-day moving average is the highest value that a trader has going long or short. Watch this thing tomorrow. If this thing can start building above today's channel, this thing could wake back up as well. Look at Wynn Resorts. Right? Look at Wynn Resorts. It stopped right on the 50-day moving average. Again, it looks like we have a nice little theme here of stocks reclaiming back the 50-day. So if Wynn for tomorrow can confirm the 50-day moving average, this thing has a lot of room, guys. Remember, this thing in September went from 80 all the way up to 108. So if we could reclaim back the 50-day moving average for tomorrow, this thing could be really in play. So again, we have some longs definitely we're watching for tomorrow. We got some shorts we're definitely watching. But again, the most important thing is be prepared. Let me guys show you guys some pivots today. Again, Tesla was absolutely awesome today. Caught this thing twice. The second one was on a bounce for $4.50. In the middle of the day. And here's, again, here's the pivots, folks. NVIDIA, we talked about this in the weekend update, continues to be soft after earnings. 140.70, if it builds below, can flush. And NVIDIA traded all the way back to the bottom of the range of 135.80s. That is the line in the sand going into for tomorrow. Carvana put up about a $3 move, 265 rejected 3 times free market, traded up like $3 before it fizzled out. DJT did nothing. Google actually rallied today. Nice pop on Apple, 231.70. We talked about Apple on the weekend update. 231.70 needs to confirm pre-market highs. Here is Apple. Apple traded all the way up to 233.20s. That's going to be the continuation channel for tomorrow. Big move on Apple. Payo, I really like this Payo. It took out the $11, went to like $11.26 and closed right under $11, but the trend continues to build there. AMD had a nice little pop, 41 needs to build, traded up to like 42 and change. Again, you're not getting these big moves from these beta names unless something really outrageous is happening. But this is when you know this market was really, really good, right? This is when you know the market was really good. Kodak, right? Polaroid, Canon, Xerox, Kodak. Everybody knows the future of the world. Technology is involved with Kodak. December 750 calls came. 590 needs to build. The damn thing went to 670s. Huge move. Again, congratulations to all you guys who caught Kodak. And here was the second bounce, right? I got long Tesla off the 346 5-day support. Everything was going well, right? Everything was going well. It traded up to like 50.5, right? It traded up to 50.5, right? Take on the way up, right? Take on the way up. I'll be back in a few minutes. I had a bid in there, and the stock traded all the way up to like 351. So we got a nice $4.5 bounce the second time around, and then just died on the vine. So again, crazy day. We got the haves. We got the have-nots. It's going to be very interesting to see how it plays out tomorrow. Again, guys, if you are interested in pivots, there should be a link below. And for all you guys who are participating in the Black Friday Kick the Tire PS60 PS60 trial, you will be automatically included into a drawing. And one of you guys will be lucky enough, you'll spend the next year on our dime in the webinar as our guest. Guys, have a great night, everybody. God bless you all. Have a great trading day. And I'll see you all on the field tomorrow. Take care, everybody. Have a good night.